Hey there, welcome back to another episode of BerlinCraft. Today we're over here on the island that I've planned to become the Dock Island since like episode 10. So if you've noticed or sort of kept up with the island, it has a second layer of dirt on it now. And this is because I felt like everything was getting too flat over there, and this sort of breaks it up a little bit, and plus it looks a little bit better from over there. It doesn't look as flat. And so I want to do a little bit of talking about the plans for the Dock Island, this sort of island right here that we're standing on. Well, I sort of build the design that I'm sort of wanting to go with for the docks. Now, I don't actually have a plan or a solid design for the docks, so this is going to be sort of interesting. So I'm thinking we go out like 3 on each part, right? So every little part we come out 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then that sort of follows it, so it'll become, so like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It sort of has its own little curve that follows the island, and I think it'll look a little bit better. And I think we may curve it to there and then start another one on this side. If you want to know where the dirt ends, since the lighthouse is still on the flat part, it just comes here and curves around. So I'm thinking that dock over there might end somewhere over here, and then it'll start again on this side of the lighthouse. So that's what I'm thinking for the little platform that they'll be standing on. Of course, it'll be a little bit flat, but the rest of the island will have the second layer of dirt. I might even end up adding a third one in some places just to make it a little bit better. So this is what I'm thinking. Oak, and then down here, I'm going to use the trick where if you use spruce and then oak, it looks like it's just wet oak, and I think I like that. So if we come back down here and come up like this, oops, wrong spot, like this, and how does that look? That looks alright. So maybe if instead of that, since that looks a little bit weird, we have some stairs on us. What if we grab the stairs and, oops, grab the, okay, wrong items. Stairs, like that. Again, wrong spot. Jeez, I want the jetpack. I want the jetpacks back. They just keep me floating, and I don't have to worry about bobbing up and down. And then maybe, for right here, actually, let's move this one maybe forward a little bit. So just down here instead. Ugh, I hate water. I hate working in water. It's so annoying. Okay. Boop, boop. And then we can come here and then upside down it like this and that. And then it sort of, yeah, it sort of comes like that. I like that. Depth Strider is annoying. I'm going to say that now. Depth Strider gets annoying. It's helpful for traveling in water, but it really slows you down in some portions. And then maybe for the... Apparently, I did not grab the stone slabs I actually had, like over here, stone slabs, these ones. Apparently, I didn't even have some stone slabs. That's alright. Let's make ourselves a crafting bench we can slap down here and make ourselves about half a stack of slabs. That's okay. Boom. So let's try this. Just as a little bit of a thing, let's grab these and place those on top of there. And then for places that I think might actually work for it. Again, I keep forgetting objects in the chest. I should have just grabbed everything in there, like at least one type of everything, but apparently failed and realized I didn't need to do that. So let's do that. And then on each of these, maybe go like this. So it has that little bit of a... maybe like that. Maybe like this. And then maybe, yeah, that might work. That might work a little bit more if we just bring that back actually here. Does that work? Does that work a little bit more? Again, this is, like, I haven't planned a dock design. This is the episode where I actually wing something, and those are always fun, right? Right. Okay. So, there. Let's fix you, because you look wrong. There. How does that look? I like it, but it's a little too flat. So what if we fix it with some slabs that come out a little bit like this? Like that. Does that look alright? Maybe? Maybe if we get rid of those and come right here and do that. How does that look for each little corner? Boom, and then boom, Okay, maybe that would work. And then torches could actually go on those if we actually had any torches. Let's see if we have some in a chest. That's dirt. That's glowstone. No coal. Let's see if we have some over here. Nope. And final place that we might be able to grab some torches to actually just see in the nighttime, because that's one of my worries, is how everything looks in the night. Well, we have one torch. That'll be perfectly fine. That'll be enough for us to see at least how one torch looks. So let's eat up and come back over here. We'll place down the torch, go to that sort of portion of the island, then see how it looks. Definitely some changes might need to be made, just a tiny little bit. So let's place a torch there, come back over here, and take a good look. Now, if I cut it out, which I probably will to actually finish it up, I might end up changing a couple of the design pieces. Like, it looks nice from over here, but I'm not really sure. Like, yeah, so if I cut now or do a little bit of a time lapse, I'm definitely going to maybe change up a couple things. It really depends, but for right now, this is the design, and I will keep going with it, and I will be back with you in a second when it is done to that point. We'll do a little check-in, explain it, get a good look at it, and then do this part. Alright, so see you in a second. Alright, so the entire dock is done down to that point. We're gonna get a quick look at it here before the sun rises and then the ice melts. So we have everything here, and once the sun melts, we can actually get a better look at something. So we have everything here. It really actually looks good. It looks better than I thought it would. I've tried this episode multiple times with the designs of a dock, and it just didn't look good, and it didn't look right, and I didn't like it. And I think for once, this dock actually looks really good. I like it, it fits, it looks nice, it goes along with the rest of the buildings, and I think I'm going to like it. So, just a quick little thing before we hop on to that, and the sun should be rising here in a second. Actually, hold on, let me go sleep. Alright, so something for the dock town, or dock part of the town. I think the part of the town over here is going to focus on the logs and the bone blocks, along with the mushroom stems. I know that sounds weird, but I think you might be able to push them with pistons, so I might just end up growing a lot of mushrooms and pushing them into place. Since it looks like the bone block, it just has more texture, so it could be like on the bottom of buildings as like a more worn out piece of block. I like that idea. That might be a good detail idea. But I think it's going to differentiate itself from the town over there. This one's going to have more of a maybe washed out pattern, if I can sort of think of that. But more whites, more stuff like that, more simpler things. Just because it's a normal fishing town, it's just sort of like here and gone and here and gone. You know, since fishing towns during the winter, they sort of just shut down because there's not a lot of business, of course. So maybe, that's why, like, it has so much decay, because nobody really upkeeps it over the years. Again, this is just making excuses and sort of brainstorming, because always brainstorming helps the creative process. But I'll figure out, like, maybe a different design of buildings compared to there in the town hall, and a different palette for over here that doesn't look too different from the town, because I don't want this to be like, oh, medieval sort of palette and then and houses, and then you come over here and it's like modern central with really crazy stuff. Alright, but for now, actually, hold on, now that the ice has dried or cracked away, you can't really notice it, but I notice it, and I think it looks decent. There could be a little bit more to it, but if you look underneath the dock, right in between all of the pillars, there are stone bricks, and I might end up doing stone bricks for the entirety of the dock. I think it looks really good. I know you can't really see it from the surface, but it still adds something to it. It still adds a nice little bit, and that's going to take a long time, so I don't think that's going to be a time lapse by itself. And I don't think this side of the docks are going to be a time lapse either, because this side was a time lapse, and it's no point in having a secondary time lapse of me building the exact same thing. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is I will do a quick cut, and I will be back with this side of the docks done, and if I can conjure up enough stone or just go mining for a little bit, getting up a whole bunch of cobblestone, I will make the in-betweens of all the pillars. We have nothing there. In between of all the pillars, like all of these posts, into the stone bricks. So like you can F5 and see the stone bricks down there and such. So that's what I might do. If I can't get enough stone, I will do what I can. Like all right here, I can make this into some good old stone bricks. I might mix in some cracked stone bricks just for a little bit of detail, stuff like that. But for right now, I'm going to do a quick cut, and I will see you back in a second when the docks and most of the stone brick stuff is done. Alright, go. Alright, so both sides are done, and I think they actually look really cool. Let's go and grab a boat really quick so we can actually boat around, unless I left one out in front of the house. I did not. Okay, let's grab a boat, and then we will sail around, and we can take a look at the other side of the dock, and it appears to me that I don't actually have a boat, so instead of spending 5 minutes looking for one, let's just craft one up real quick. I think it came out really well. I found enough stone from here and the saloon town that it was enough to actually fill it in for the most part. I think there might be one column that I didn't finish, but I can't be sure. But I think it still looks really cool. I think it looks good. It's like, I have no joke, tried to record this episode maybe 5 times over the course of quite a while. I'm just gonna say quite a while because I don't want to give like a time estimate. I've tried to record this episode multiple times. It just didn't work out. I didn't like the design, or I was unmotivated with the docks, or just something else, and blah 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 excuses. And this time I finally feel like it came out right. It looks good. On top it even looks good. From the sides and everywhere else it just looks good. You can still fit a boat through. So each side has the bricks, the stone bricks. I didn't add any cracked in there because maybe I wasn't actually sure where I should. It would probably just be a random pattern anyway. I'm trying to click and punch, but I forgot you lose your hand when you're driving. So if we just pull around here, I can give you a look from the top, and I think it looks a lot better. I think it's going to look a lot better when we start getting buildings in here. There will probably be a path from the bridge that leads straight down as like a strip, so like a just pier strip with buildings on both sides leading to the lighthouse. And also, if you didn't notice it already, I made tiny changes to the lighthouse with some wool and stuff. Added some black strips to certain parts, added some white strips to certain parts, and it gives it a little bit more shape. You could thank Hector Vink for inspiring me to give it a tiny little bit more shape, since I saw his Let's Build on a lighthouse and it looked fantastic, and I was like, this one puts mine to shame and I need to change it up a little bit, and that's what I did. So this is the only thing I had planned for this episode, and I don't really want to throw in another project, because again, the projects that I do usually take a full episode by themselves unless they're extremely small, and then I'll save those for like a small project episode. But for right now, I think I'm going to end off the episode. I know it might be a little bit short, and I do apologize for that, but next episode we'll be back at the saloon town, or maybe here, depending on what I feel like doing. So thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, stay fancy and peace out. Bye bye.